Chicago, welcome in to the Chicago Sports Podcast. I'm Kevin Kaduk, head of content at CHGO, joined tonight by Mark the Carman. Behind the board is Lawrence Benedetto. What's up, Lawrence?
This could be the biggest day in the history of the CHGO Sports Podcast.
Is it?
Is it?
Well, Gary's here. Let's rock and roll, Kev.
Wow, Gary.
We're starting after 5 because of a late Cub game, and
it's Braggs' fault, obviously.
And Braggs doesn't know what he's doing. So I think it's an opportunity in the 5 o'clock hour for us to take it to the next level. We got Pritzker giving $827 million to Rivian so they can build electric cars and telling the Bears to screw off. It's a big day out here, Kev.
You talk about not being able to afford a Bears ticket. I can definitely not afford a Rivian vehicle.
$827 to Rivian. Huh. You're my guy, Pritzker. Don't worry about it. I'm sure that a lot of people will get jobs, which is sweet. Normal, Illinois. Haven't been down there in a minute.
I just hope Rivian stays solvent.
What's what I'm saying? Why are we giving some electric car company
$1
billion so they can make cars?
What do you mean?
I feel like
shouldn't they be able to do that? Lawrence, you know this stuff. Why does Rivian deserve $827 million of your tax money, buddy?
I don't understand anything about all that shit. I mean, corporations should pay for their own things.
Thank you. That's right.
But
I feel a little bit over my skis here talking about this.
I'm totally over my skis. But it's breaking news. Rivian Bears.
$827
million. They're cool looking. I've seen them. A friend of mine has one. He's rich. I'm not.
I've seen them and I didn't even know what they were. Now I know.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I was like, what is a Rivian? What the
you like the headlights?
No, stupid. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's good. Electric cars, great, cool. We probably need those,
Hey, smash that like button. Joining us now on Thursday afternoon. It's raining, thundering.
It's fine.
We're fine. We're having a good time. Got a great show today. We are going to talk about the first week of the Caleb era. It's been a glorious week.
It's not
over. About 2 hours and change is like officially a week since Caleb Williams officially became a Chicago Bear. Went out into the Detroit stage. Everyone was booing him. We loved it. We're also going to talk about the Bears Stadium. We had talked a little bit about that on today's CHGO Bears. We actually talked a lot about it, but got a different angle now.
We do.
And then we're going to talk about John Schiffren, the new announcer of the White Sox, who I think
making friends everywhere across the city.
He's making friends somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in the office, I believe, where he works.
Haters elsewhere.
Tough gig.
It is a tough gig. So we're going to talk about that, Southside stand-up. Hey, check out the CHGO Bears London trip. That's still open. You put on a deposit. We'll know exactly what the date is next week, but you definitely want to be first in line. So if you're thinking about making that CHGO Bears London trip, plunk down that $500, reserve your spot, get your tickets to the game, travel, everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, and tomorrow, Friday 120 Club, bleachers. Carman may be out there.
And also breaking news for those of you who are very Friday 120 Club is going to be awesome tomorrow. I am planning on attending, maybe. If that
it's a soft commitment.
I am planning on attending, not at all.
If my buddy says he's in, I'm going.
I was going to go, and then on Monday, my wife said, "Hey, girls have a half day of school on Friday. You going to be able here to get them off the bus?" So they're out of school in 3 weeks for an entire 3 months. School district can't keep them in just a little while longer so I can go to Friday 120 Club.
Yeah, come on, school district. Friday 120 Club, way more important than anything else. And let they want to learn. The passion that your children have for learning is unmatched, right?
Sure.
And breaking news, Kev, outside of Rivian and 120 Club tomorrow, The Lane Tech soccer game today.
Here we go.
Lane Tech soccer versus whoever they were playing has been canceled.
Rained out.
Canceled, so we could go 2 hours.
We could just go 2 hours.
Let's go.
I
was very concerned we were going to have to cut the show short because Carmen had to go to Lane Tech to watch.
I would
girls
much
soccer.
rather do an hour show and then do a diehard overtime at a local establishment.
That's fine with
Can
me.
I mean, Grace Carman is the best player in the city, and we have not leaned into that. She is my niece, the daughter of my brother, and I think we should do a podcast on the champions.
Is she objectively the best soccer player in the city, or is this a Uncle Carm judgment?
Well, I mean, let's.
Well, it was written by someone other than me.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Nice.
She's doing things over there.
Nice.
She's not. She's not.
High school level.
What's that?
High school level. Soccer player. I mean,
Yes, we're talking about high school.
we
We're
have a
not talking
professional soccer
about.
team
We're
here.
not talking about the Red Stars
Okay,
or.
just checking.
Maybe one day.
But maybe one day, baby. Love my
Are you going to
niece.
take her to the Red Stars game at Wrigley Field?
On the docket. I would love to do that. I think
Is this
we're
the first you're hearing of it?
No, I know about it. I think June 8th, I think it is, or something.
That's correct.
Yeah, and
That is
I saw it. I
correct.
think it's cool, and I asked her if she wanted to go. We are actually going to the Cub game on Saturday. Is the plan. So now we can get back into things that people care about. But
Nice.
Lane Stadium is a fun place to be.
Pokemon
That's right.
says Carm is an elite uncle. I think we can all agree.
Thank you, Pokemon. I appreciate
You're a
that.
good uncle, Carm.
Do the best I can. I got pictures from every sporting venue in the city dating back to when she was 4. So I think I did a halfway job, at least on that side of it. We were there, buddy.
All right. What's been your favorite moment of Caleb Williams' first week as a Chicago Bear?
Rome Odunze. When he walked up behind him, that was cool. I liked it.
That was gonna be my moment. For sure.
It's up there. The whole claw thing is fun. I just am kind of falling in love, Kev. I got to be honest.
You definitely are.
I mean, the dude. What's not to like?
Seriously.
He's intelligent. He's easygoing. He's connecting with literally everyone on the team. Jalen Johnson's out there. He probably, apologizing for an interview on Kay Adams that he said, the whole hero ball or Hollywood thing rather.
Yeah.
Jalen had to come correct and apologize. Like that, I was just answering a question. It wasn't put the right way. Caleb, I think. I mean, look, we've talked about it. Who's the biggest star in Chicago? His name is Connor Bedard as of 7 days ago, and now it's Caleb.
They're just very different people. I mean, they obviously played much different sports on opposite ends of probably the level of popularity among the major 4 sports. But just personality-wise, I mean, Connor Bedard did the Welcome to Chicago thing.
I love that video.
It looked like somebody was holding a Sherwood
Amazing.
hockey stick to the side of his head.
Yeah, it was great. He definitely knew who Caleb Williams was and what sport he plays, and was not thinking about hockey at the moment he was saying those words.
Yeah. Look, and then Connor, no disrespect or whatever, but the Blackhawks haven't crossed over the winning barrier yet, and the Cubs' biggest star is Cody Bellinger.
Look, I mean,
Shota, baby.
Shota?
Let's go.
I think you could honestly make a real argument that winning quarterback of the Chicago Bears is probably the highest profile position in American sports. What's bigger?
Wow, that's a hell of a comment. Well, so
I mean, I think
it would be individual personalities would obviously go past that, and they would just transcend any position or whatever.
Right.
MJ, LeBron, Kobe, whoever you want to
no,
name.
I'm talking about
But-
specific
but-
to the team and position.
But yeah, specific to team, Chicago Bears starting quarterback, it's way up there. You're giving it off the top of my, I don't know, like what would even be in competition? Quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait, we were saying what?
That position, that spot to have, if you were a star in this, that's how I'm hearing.
Right, correct.
You were a star in.
Remember,
You're the quarterback of the Cowboys. You're the quarterback of the Bears. You're the starting point guard of the Lakers or the Knicks, or you're the whatever. You're the
way we
Montreal
used to look
Canadiens.
at like Notre Dame quarterback, and
Like
I think that's
just
kind
the
of
position, which is a little
Maybe you. Not me,
short
give a shit.
shortstop of the New York Yankees.
Sure. I mean, I don't think we're right. We're not there.
Captain of the Montreal Canadiens.
You got to sort of go back in time a little bit here.
You're saying the quarterback of the Chicago Bears is the most
The Bears
important?
Look,
What are we saying? What's the word?
That position, the most prominent spot, if you're good
in all of sports.
Yeah. What else are you gonna? Who else are you gonna throw?
Give me a break.
Just the
who's
position.
bigger?
What are you talking about?
Give me a position.
I
The
mean,
Bears have never had a quarterback before.
I know. So like, obviously, the Cowboys is more important. I would
don't
say
know about obviously.
half of the league is probably just as important as the Bears quarterback. And then you're going to say it's more important than any other sports position. Like whoever LeBron James is playing for is.
Well, and so I'm.
We're not talking about actual athletes. We're talking.
What
about
are we even talking about?
You're not in on this.
No, well, Gary's right at that. And what we're talking about is the position that Caleb is stepping into. That's what we're talking about. And how if
he is good, he is going to be the biggest star in the NFL. Correct?
if he's good and they win, if he's
win.
good and they win,
Gotta win.
But yes, if the Bears climb the mountain and look,
I mean,
the Bears were on national TV 4 times last year. That was coming off a 3-win season with.
I'm not ready for all these primetime games, by the way. I'm too old.
So the most you can have is 6, and then you throw in London.
See, Rex is not saying this. We're not talking about actual athletes.
But no, but
quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs is not a romantic position.
And what we're saying, Rex,
the first quarterback of the Chicago Bears to ever be any good in a football-starved city, in a quarterback-starved city, supersedes like everything. The glamour of the Dallas Cowboys supersedes everything.
Right. What we're saying in a nice organic moment here on the CHGO Sports Podcast, if Caleb gets to a winning Super Bowl level, he will be bigger than Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
He will be. He could be a Derek Jeter type. He could.
Right.
That's where.
That's what winning does, because I guess no one was ever talking about the New England Patriots quarterback until Tom Brady went in there, and then the next thing you know, he's married to just Giselle and just owns the NFL. Right. So,
I mean, this is a beautiful moment in time as we try to envision what could be possible, because it's May 2.
2nd, yeah.
Just bought my monthly Mentra Pass. Very excited about it.
Good for you.
Gary says no one cares about the Cowboys anymore.
I mean, true.
Gary, I used to work at Yahoo Sports. I have pages and pages of analytics that would show you that is not true.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, I think the luster of the fucking Cowboys, like no one. It's not they're not America's team. That's for sure.
Well, who's the biggest franchise in the NFL? They're right there. Who do you?
It's the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
They make the most money.
Chiefs.
Yeah, but that's because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
When the Cowboys are mediocre, they're still.
Aren't the Cowboys the most valuable franchise in sports?
You know that the Dolphins apparently were offered $10 billion to sell, and Ross was like, no, not doing it. Are you related to that, Ross? There, Gary? Because if you were, I would tell him.
You should buy more diehard memberships.
Yeah, we could use a little support here. All right, Kev. I think you painted. I think you painted a picture.
I think I did. Caleb's gonna be huge. What was your favorite part of the CHGO draft party?
It might have been when Greg Braggs and Jake Flanagan jumped up and down behind me in a moment of CHGO love that I had never experienced before.
You terrified?
Well, I didn't know it was Jake.
The love that dare not speak its name.
It was. I mean, just to see that bonding from two of my coworkers.
I got good video though.
There's video of I've got.
I just didn't like what followed that, which was Braggs then coming around the desk, nearly knocking over all of the equipment, and like dragging some guy, like just lifted a guy onto the stage. I was like, what the hell?
And then the other guy started like motioning for other people to come up. Thankfully, nobody followed.
Jesus, yeah, get the hell out of there. Throughout the night, it was
Lawrence could have been stampeded to death.
well, I would have left very quickly and said, "Good luck, guys. I don't fucking produce this show anymore."
Yeah, but okay. The pure excitement to the Rome Odunze draft pick was cool. Seeing the room go that nuts for Odunze, for the Bears, for Caleb, for not being in the past anymore, for stepping into a new era, and for sort of, it felt like a cleansing moment almost from the Fields Caleb conversation that we were in for 4 months with everyone screaming. And now
most people have moved on pretty quickly from Justin Fields.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I put out
it was coming, though.
I didn't know it was coming like this. I hear that he's, the Steelers are going to use him as a kick returner thing, and I tweet out like, settle down, Steelers, in essence. And people are like, Carm, he sucks and you know it. I'm like, I'm the guy that's been telling you that this is not the dude. And now, but I also think he can be an effective quarterback in the NFL. Same. You're just not going to pass on Caleb Williams for him. And now it's like, you say anything positive, like, he sucks. Okay, all right, okay, fine. Going to be
just a very weird chapter to look back on in Chicago sports, and like, where do you hold Justin Fields, and how much does he kind of?
You T-bowed him today. That does feel like the floor.
Was that not a good comparison? I mean, he's much more talented than Tebow, but my point was that we're already sitting here talking about other ways for him to be involved that don't involve playing quarterback. He's much better than. Okay, let's use him as a gadget player.
Wow, we got Gritty, we got Nagy, we got Gary. It's like CHGO Bears out of nowhere here.
Good time. Hey, it's grilling season. Get your pork. People who are active need more protein than the average American. In fact, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, Dietitians of Canada, and the American College of Sports Medicine recommend 1.2 to 2.0 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for athletes, depending on training. So for like a 150-pound person like yourself, Carm, that's about 81 to 136 grams of protein per day. 1 3-ounce serving of pork provides 23 grams of high-quality protein that can help active individuals build and preserve muscle. The International Society of Sports Nutrition recommends that people who are involved in a general fitness program or who are interested in optimizing their health eat low-fat, high-quality sources of protein, which include lean cuts of pork. So elevate your protein game with lean pork, a powerhouse of natural goodness. Savor the flavor, savor the gains, and celebrate any occasion by enjoying the best pork produced by Illinois pig farmers. From your sausage and bacon for breakfast to pulled pork or juicy chops hot off the grill, it's an entire season dedicated to pork and the people behind the product. Paid for by Illinois pork producers, generations of commitment.
Thank you to all of our Illinois pork producers, and thank you to the legions of people who are wondering when the game at Lane Tech will be rescheduled. I'll get that to you when I know it. Between work, social media, and the choices that life throws our way, it is no wonder, Lawrence, we're more worked up. Coors Light celebrates rising above and choosing a chill mindset, which is exactly what we're doing on the CHGO Sports podcast today. Just all chill out and live in a chill land.
Other than that part about saying that the Chicago Bears quarterback is the most important thing in all of sports.
We're chilling out, man. We're chilling. We be chilling.
High profile.
9 a.m. on Saturday is when Lane Tech will play that softball game. All right. Hey, why not turn a rained-out barbecue into a karaoke house party, or after a tough loss, settle scores with a nice cold peace offering? That's what we're doing right here. Make the choice to choose chill and reach for Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment. And that's what we're doing again here. We're just chilling. We're chilling out on Caleb. We're chilling out on the Bears. We're chilling out on a rough Cub loss today. We're going to be chilling out on the stadium. Kevin Warren needs to not chill out, but we're choosing the chill. Hey, make the most of the times you choose the chill. Choose that Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO hockey.
Yeah, we use hockey.
Yeah, we got all kinds of.
Can't just got to be hockey.
That's
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I love our hockey show.
Do you want do you want it to be CHGO?
I want it to be
goal.
I want it to be sold. So buy them. CoorsLight.com/CHGO Hockey. Great way to celebrate the show. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
One of the things I loved about last week was just the change of tenor with the national media talking about the Bears. I mean, for so long and for a lot of good reasons, the Bears are looked at as a laughingstock, and they pull the wrong moves, and all of a sudden that changed. Look at Caleb Williams. Look at Roma Dunze. Look how well this is set up. Look at how well Ryan Poles has done this. Ryan Poles appearing on all these national television shows, and to me, like that's the greatest part of it, because I think for so long, like we talk ourselves into the Bears being good, and more than oftentimes they're not. And everyone says, "Look at these people in Chicago. Why are they getting ahead of themselves?" So it's kind of fun to see everyone else kind of getting in on the action and kind of joining in on the parade that we usually throw down Michigan Avenue at the slightest drop of a hat. Only this was for a real good drop of the hat.
Well, you are getting me excited now again, Kevin, on this Thursday afternoon about the Bears being talked about nationally and just being in some level of conversation that Chicago sports has not been in a minute.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have been in a downturn. But the brilliant people at ALLCITY decided that we want to start at the bottom, and now we're here, and so
Still got a ways to go. We still have
no shit. We got
beating the Packers once would be a good start. Beating the Packers twice would be an awesome start.
Yes,
getting into the playoffs.
Trading Zach LaVine would be great. Moving along here on all. I'm
talking about the Bears and just throws in a.
Well, I'm just saying I sort of
did
all of Chicago. Can I do one more tangent for you?
Yes.
This is an odd tangent, but I was in the White Sox Clubhouse yesterday.
Okay, why?
Just because I wanted to say it was a day game. I didn't have to be home for a while.
Were you invited?
I was invited by Pedro Grifal. He wanted to see me. So I go into the Sox Clubhouse. All right. Did you see they were up 4-2 in the sixth inning yesterday? Yeah. Reliever Steve Wilson comes on.
Is that a real guy?
Steven Wilson, yeah. Sure.
Yes, it's a real guy.
Professional baseball.
He was one of the parts of the Dylan Cease trade. Don't ask me to tell you the other parts, but he was a part of the trade. So he walks 3 batters and gets 2 outs. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Okay. He's on his own, can't find the plate accord. So Grifal goes out there, takes him out. Reliever, I don't know what the next reliever, but comes in, gets a ground ball to the shortstop, right through the legs of Paul DeYoung into left field. 2 runners score. 4-4 game. So they go up to Steve Wilson after the game, Vinny Duber and company, and I'm just kind of there because I'm not covering the team, and I don't even know who this guy is.
Do you even pretend like you're working, or are you just kind of just?
I'm acting like
lingering?
I'm working. Okay. I got the phone out. I'm getting sound.
What are you going to do with that audio file?
I mean, I might hook up my WGN people over there with it because they'll use it, or maybe not. I don't know if they're
getting you into trouble. I understand.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So no, I brought it up, but so they ask him like, hey, what went wrong in the innings? And he's just like so pissed that this 6th inning reliever all of a sudden has media around him on a 6-100 team, 6-25, and he's just looking at everyone. He's like, well, I walked 3 batters. That's what wrong. I walked 3 batters. That's what wrong. And I'm sitting there like, what's the follow up to that? And it was like, so how's the morale around here? How's the morale? It's 6-25, and he's like, I mean.
Yeah, shut up, man.
He goes.
You deserve a Ryan Leaf response.
I didn't ask this. This is what they asked.
Oh, okay.
I was just there, and I'm not even faulting them. Like, it was just like, what do you say to the guy? And so they went with morale. Like, well, they did sweep the Rays earlier this week, but then they got swept by this. So how's morale? He's like, I mean, it's not.
At what point?
Not great, Bob.
That's what he said. I wouldn't say it's great.
At one point, the White Sox had not lost a game after the drafting of Caleb Williams. They were 3-0.
That's true. But I mean, it's not great. And so then, okay, that's done. Now what do? You walk over to the shortstop when the ball go through his legs, and he explains how the ball went through his legs. And then, I mean, it's just like, oh,
maybe
my God.
we should just get into the John Schiffren conversation here.
Sure. I mean, this is all lead
So
to Schiffren.
Saturday night, you've got 28,000 people out there hoping to get a hockey jersey that for some reason is a Kansas City and Tampa Bay Rays colors. Good crowd. It was a nice night out. I don't blame anyone for going out there.
Yeah.
Great game.
Sure.
Andrew Benintendi hits one over the fence early in the game.
Yep.
Then another walk-off. And John Schiffren has a good call of the walk-off.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sox win.
Super
and then
excited.
as he's coming around third base, he just doubles down and says, "This is for the haters. Southside, stand up." And I was like, "What are you doing?" And it sparked now we're in day 4 or 5 of this debate. Herb and Sean are knee deep in it. Jeff Agrest is writing columns about it at the Sun-Times. Guys at the radio stations are talking about it. I wanted to reserve comment about John Schiffren because that was his first month on the job, right? It's a tough situation for him to be walking into. I mean, he's like 38 years old. This is his first huge, real big job. Obviously, he wants to impress his boss. You have to impress that boss and Jerry Reinsdorf.
He likes guys that like the team, yes.
But man, he's like already in the middle of it. He's turning down interviews with all these outlets, only talking to MLB.com.
Did we request him? Did he say no to us?
We didn't.
Okay.
I can't imagine that's going to go well.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. You have to wait. We got to finish up Cubs here in Studio B.
So, look, I get wanting to make your boss happy. I spend my days trying to figure out ways to impress Brandon Spano, Lindsey Spano, Jake Flanagan, Kevin Kaduk, all my 17 bosses here. So I get it. And I get being super excited in the moment. But you're showing that you don't really have a great pulse of the actual people that you're talking to. Because White Sox fans, of course, are highly irritated right now, as they should be. This was supposed to be the great rebuild that was going to lead to, as Rick Hahn said, not just one but multiple championships. It obviously led to one playoff experience, one playoff victory, and a horrible, disappointing firing and tear down and the whole thing. And so this is the lowest point the White Sox, I think, in my life. This is
absolutely.
This is the lowest they've ever been. Like, I remember
they are in late Bill Wirtz Chicago Blackhawks territory.
I mean, maybe even yes, that's correct. And the white flag trade in '97,
it's just different.
It was totally different. It was super disappointing, but there was like an anger because they were 3.5 back, and there was hope at that time. People were angry that there's hope. People are angry now because they feel there's no hope. Mm-hmm. Like that it's just literally
pathetic.
That it's going to end up with them in Nashville. It's just going to end up in. Not winning. People are not dreaming playoffs right now, winning World Series. So, yeah. I mean, you could be excited with the win. That's
the weird part is I just think he just came into this, and now I feel like he's kind of opened himself up to some criticism. You came into this thing at 150 miles an hour instead of kind of like getting the lay of the land. You don't have to be from Chicago to be accepted in Chicago as a part of the media, landscape. Len Casper's not from Chicago, right?
Tom Waddle's not from Chicago.
Pat Hughes is not from Chicago. Like the list is long.
Yep.
But you kind of have to figure things out. And I think he came in and I think he did some really cool things right off the bat. Opening day, he's going around to some tailgates, meeting fans, trying to build some relationships. Awesome. That's what he needed to do. But then I think you kind of go in and you're going to do this haters bit. You kind of came up with Southside stand-up right off the bat. For at that point it was a 5-20. It's an impossible position for him to be in. You're replacing Jason Benetti. Tough.
Yep.
There's a lot of, but there's also a lot of people who didn't like Jason Benetti. So And there are people right now
There
who
is?
there's a,
Okay.
I believe, yeah. I mean, spend some time on Sox Twitter. It's out there.
I was a huge Jason
But
fan. But yes. So let me flip this for a second here, because I think we said it all. Incredible tough spot, went over the top, didn't land well. He sounds good. He's definitely a professional. There's no
Great
question.
voice.
He's got a great voice. He's I like his voice.
He's a bit Vostersy. Same cadence.
Yeah.
Generic.
That's the
Play-by-play
style.
man. I'm
He's
a
got
play-by-play guy.
He has a little national feel to him. I'll grant that. But let's do this for a second. If you had to go off the top of your head, not talked about before the show, top 5.
You guys talk about this before the show?
Top
before
5. Our pre-production meetings are normally very lengthy. Today was a little bit.
We talked about Kansas City barbecue
Yeah,
joints
yeah.
in today's.
Top, and chat, please weigh in here. Gritty, Gary, Brandon, Edgar. Top 5 play-by-play announcers in Chicago sports history. Where are you going? Who do you got? I can go first if you'd like me to, because I just
do
threw it
top
out.
5 or Mount Rushmore.
We can do a Mount Rushmore. You want to do Mount Rushmore? That's tougher.
I feel like we've
Because now we're down to
this before.
4. That's fine.
Johnny Red Kerr, is he on there?
No, he's not. We can do. You want to do? I'm just saying play-by-play.
Okay.
Play-by-play.
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 I mean, we got to take out the Red Kerrs and the
All right.
Troy
let's
Murrays
get-
and the Eddie Olczyks
Let's get
and
Foley on there. Got to get Foley on there.
Foley.
Pat Foley. We do not exclude Harry Carey. He's on
Okay.
that list.
Harry
Brandon
Carey,
Truth.
for sure.
Harry Carey's maybe for me he's number 1.
Yeah.
Hi.
Foley's there. For me, it's Harry, Foley, Jim Durham. That's
Okay,
just
there you go,
I couldn't have loved him more. And then it's a real tough call as to which way I'm going to go.
I mean, I think Pat Hughes belongs on it.
Yeah, I'm not. Pat's phenomenal. That's not going to be my choice.
Okay.
Let me just think about this for 1 second before I throw out the name.
Well, let's have the Hawk Harrelson conversation.
So I think Hawk. That's where I think I'm going, because he was so freaking unique, and that's the type of thing that I love. Like, I loved Hawk.
Hawk Harrelson from 1993 to probably 2009 was great. I mean, I mean, and obviously before 1993, but 93 like rise of Frank Thomas and Robin Ventura. Like, you watch a Frank Thomas home run and hear him call it, like, that's
the best.
Yeah,
the best. And people are putting Stone and Eddie out. We can do color on the other side. Top 4 Mount Rushmore of color guys in the history of the city.
Steve Stone.
Because, Gary, you're smarter than this. We're talking about play-by-play versus color. So, Steve Stone, go ahead. Stone is in there.
The
for
real
sure.
Black Hawk fans would say Dale Talon over Eddie O.
I'm okay with that. You can have both, too, but if you had to pick one, who are you going? Red Kerr over Stacey King by a mile, Adnan, but that could be a generational thing right there.
Yeah.
Literally by a mile. And Stacey's does a great job, but Red Kerr, I think Stacey would say Red Kerr.
Ron Santo.
Santo is in there for sure.
It's just a different thing. I mean, I got to say, like, my unpopular opinion is, like, I actually never really enjoyed the Ron Santo broadcasting experience. Like,
but you're right, because you're not a diehard Cub guy. You're kind of more of like a Chicago baseball fan, would you
correct,
say?
yes.
Yeah. Santo is for diehards, and diehards, no?
I loved Sano back in that. Yeah, he was great.
Did you? Yeah.
It was awesome.
I mean, I think,
Just him, like, I just remember the Brant Brown play and him just going, no!
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was in County Stadium.
Yeah, I
for
think
that one.
JD's great now. I mean,
JD's very good, but he's not in this list.
Thayer. Give me Thayer.
Well, so the Bears is an interesting one. Like, if you were to go,
it's really crazy we haven't brought up Larrivee or Joniak. Larrivee would be on the list had he stayed.
Larrivee, yeah. Good old Wayne.
Larrivee, if you're talking about pure technical broadcasters and excitement and all of it,
You throw in the Big Ten.
Larravee's got to be. Larrivee doing Bears football, unbelievable. By the way, honorable mention to my guy Dave Ennett. I don't understand people aren't listening to Northwestern football. Dave Ennett on Northwestern football is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, really.
Sure. He's awesome.
All right.
He doesn't get enough love. It's like Dave gets nothing. Dave deserves some love for what he's doing over there. Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, I'm going to tell everyone about CD1 Price. You're going to tell everyone about Shady Rays.
Damn right I am.
Carm. I didn't put it in the roundup, but
okay, I got
that's
you.
what you're
You
going
want
to
to go
do.
first?
CD1 Price Cleaners is unique because customers can save over 30% on their dry cleaning bill by switching to CD1 Price Cleaners for their low prices. They also offer a simple, transparent service. Other cleaners charge a different price for every garment type. Plus, they have upcharges, and you may pay a different price every time you visit. At CD1 Price Cleaners, they charge one low price for any garment, yes, even sports jerseys. The same one low price for anything. They also offer a fast turnaround. CD1 Price Cleaners has your order ready the same or next day. Other cleaners take 2 to 4 days to have your clean garments ready. This is one of the coolest things I love, though, Carm. Text alerts.
Oh, it's a good one.
When it's ready, you get the text. So, even sometimes people say, come back after 5 or whatever.
They let you know.
If it's ready at 2:43, it's ready at 2:43. You get a text. They offer a wide variety of services: dry cleaning, wash and fold laundry, blankets and comforters, tailoring and alterations, leather cleaning, area rug cleaning. Visit chgo.cd1.com. Link is in the description. Once there, you can pick from an in-store coupon or online pickup and delivery coupon options. Look, give them a try. That discount is good. I've already used it. At least save some money. Listen to CHGO, use CD1. Check them out.
And shout out to our friends at Shady Rays back on board with us. Get ready for the season ahead with the quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays, the independent sunglasses company, offering a world-class product. 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have the durable frames, crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. They've got hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find a perfect pair that's going to match your style. You're going to look sweet. You're going to feel sweet. Your eyes are going to love it. The whole thing. My Shady Rays make me feel like I am just the sexiest Carm going. Let's be honest. I love it. And I need a little up boost, so thank God they're back. If you don't love your shades, by the way, exchange them for a new pair or return them worry-free within 30 days. No risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with the personal and fast support. And if your shades go missing, they take the unexpected hit. Don't worry about it. Most insane protection plan in all. I wear every pair backed by their lost or broken replacements. You get a new pair, no questions asked. Love it. And exclusively for you, the amazing CHGO listener, Shady Rays with their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com. Use the code CHGO. 35% off the polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars once again by over 300,000 people, including Lawrence Benedetto.
Yeah, I love them. I was wearing mine today.
Love the Shady
Before it
Rays.
started raining.
Life is better when we have Shady Rays a part of the program.
By the way, I lost a pair of Shady Rays, and I was going to go get a new pair on the website, and then I was cleaning out my car. Found them.
There you go.
Way to go. That's amazing.
Didn't even have to bother them.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I got my new Trex, man. It still smells like the new car. I'm trying to keep it going. I haven't dented it yet. This is big. I've like a month, knock on wood.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's...
You need to make a debt-free car.
I do the technology is a good thing here. You know, the mirror in the back. That's an improvement.
Oh yeah, huge. Yeah, for like the parallel parking situation.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like every other parent is like this, but the cars are like this. But basically, we park side by side in the garage, and we have mirroring dings where the kids just get out of the car and just jam into the other one.
That's bad. That's discipline oriented.
Come on,
discipline
Sheldon.
needed.
How would you suggest I stop that?
No dessert for a week if you ever do that again.
Yeah.
Something harsh.
Dessert.
Tell them that you'll make them.
This is why you're Uncle Carm.
Yeah, that's right. Well, tell them that tell them they're gonna have to sit in on negotiations for the Bears' new stadium that Kevin Warren's gonna have to get done here. Is there any way that Kevin Warren gets this done? Kevin, you're the most rational.
Eventually, this is his job.
No, in Chicago.
In Chicago?
Yes. I need.
That was my question to you. What is the case here? Because Pritzker is not hearing it.
So this is the case.
Pritzker has his ears closed, his eyes closed.
this is the case. Hey man, listen. Please get with your people. We want this is how I would do it. Like, hey, first of all, we'd love to meet with you whenever you have time to meet and really sit down and talk about this. A month, 2 months, 4 months, whatever. Let's plan the meeting. And I would really appreciate it. This is what I would write to him. Mm-hmm. Please come to us with some legitimate proposals as to what it would take from your end for us to be able to build something in Chicago. And you've seen what we have. Let's see what you have, and let's see if we can find some common ground. Because we'd love to stay in the city. We think it could be great for us. We think it could be great for the city. And, we also, I would love to hear the Bears say something like, we honestly feel indebted to the city because we know there's $600 million sitting on the current Soldier Field, which, by the way, is not our fault that the city kicked the can down the road 1,000 times over, and that's 90% on you, but our 10% of it, we'd like to make right. Mm-hmm. Something along those lines.
I think the tweet that you had just, to me, makes the most sense for him, saying, okay, if the Bears leave, the gigantic hole that is created there, because not only are the Bears leaving, but then you're not getting Taylor Swift there for 3 nights. You're not getting Metallica, or I don't know who.
Right. Well, that's Beyonce.
The other thing. Who plays in Soldier Field? I'm just trying to think of.
You too.
You're not. Rammstein's not coming. Like,
oh jeez,
they did play Soldier Field.
There's stuff going on all the time over there, man. Like the neighbors filling up. Like, who's here tonight? I mean, right. So
it almost like seems to me is like, are we looking at a position? And I said during the Bears show, I still think Arlington Heights is the right place for the Bears because of what they can build there and the opportunities that present themselves.
And like, you'd own the frickin' stadium?
Correct.
Like,
for the area, I still think it's better for the Bears to be in Chicago. And not necessarily the Bears, but for that facility to be there just because of the anchor that would be there. And I almost kind of wonder if right now we're looking at a situation. Remember Detroit. All of the teams went out to the suburbs.
Right.
Well, maybe I guess the Red Wings did it, but the rest of them. And
Auburn Hills for the Pistons, right. And then they moved again.
Right. And then they eventually still all came back down. Would this be the equivalent of the Bears building the Pontiac Silverdome?
That's interesting because you can go into a deep conversation here about time and
we have nothing but time.
Well, it's like greatest player in the history of the game. Do you realize the NBA has been around
Barry Sanders
in the history of time for like less than 1/10 of a 1/100th of a second? Like for the next, if the Bears are in Arlington Heights for the next 50 years, like, okay, long term, that's like literally nothing,
right?
But it's everything to us.
I mean, they've only been at Soldier Field for 50 years,
right?
50 years and
okay, getting out of the weird space that I just took us.
Yeah, that was
back to the reality of like last week when I was sitting there at Soldier Field and they revealed the damn thing. I'm like, the thing looks awesome, did it not?
It looked a little bit too much like Allegiant Stadium for my.
I get that part of it, but
also that's not what it would actually look like. That's just like a first rendering. Like that's not.
But the huge.
They haven't actually built that.
The huge windows in a downtown, which apparently some people are concerned that a bunch of birds are going to fly into that.
And thing.
That would be a problem. Yeah, because I know McCormick Place.
Birds fly into my front bay windows, and it's.
And that you have dead birds in front of you.
Sometimes.
What do you do with them?
Yeah, but
throw them away.
God, it's horrible.
It's like thousands in like a night is disgustingly bad, and that happens at McCormick Place.
Really.
It's not a good look. I've seen the tweets where it's like, here's all the birds that died, and it's just a large. Yeah, it's not.
It
fun.
will not be something I'm searching. Well, okay, so they'd have to let's get some windscreens then or something when that they could drop down when the game's not being played to save the birds. I feel like we could figure that out.
Just like ghost, yeah.
I don't know. Do something. There's got to be some bird technology.
A lot of things you got to think about. Kevin Warren's on top of it, but I think that's the case that he has to make. Like. Okay, we leave, and this is so much more about the Bears getting a new stadium. And I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like that's necessarily the case that's being put in front of us so far. But to me, like you're just rushing on this, and this. we're not seeing. Could Caleb Williams' entire career pass before the Bears get into a new
great.
stadium? I think it's possible.
I think it's likely. I mean,
well, depending how long he plays.
They want to make the decision one way or the other, right? I mean, once you make the decision, it's what, 5 seasons, maybe? I mean, it doesn't take that long to build a giant stadium.
Okay, let's be optimistic. Caleb's going to play the majority of his
15,
lengthy
20
career
years.
in
What are you
this
talking
new.
about?
Yeah, exactly. He's going to play the majority of his lengthy career in this new stadium. I take
Connor
that
Bedard's
back.
going to play in the stadium, for God's sakes.
That's right. There's going to be some big Blackhawks kickoff at that stadium too, because everyone's going to benefit, and whatever, the Cubs and Sox are going to play in this new thing too for one game, just so we can all be romantic together in Chicago.
I didn't love the new proposal, because if you get rid of tailgating, like, what are we doing?
The tailgating,
and then you're getting rid of tailgating, and it didn't seem like there was going to be like any restaurants or bars there. Like, you couldn't necessarily build that. There was going to be an ice skating arena, but like, who cares? Like, not an arena, but like a promenade.
I agree. Who cares?
It just really leaves a terrible taste in my mouth that you put on this whole show the day before the draft just so you could do what? Which, like, what was the point? If you didn't have anything locked down, you don't have to give this whole presentation.
Yeah, I don't know. The timing of it was really weird. Unless they wanted to just
it to get shut down, which is like they wanted, like, well, this was here and then now it's gone and now this is over here and then we'll figure it out. But at least we put it out there and let's have the conversation be as brief as possible. Yeah, I don't appreciate that. Like sincerity and integrity. I'm not, and I think that they still want to be there, but like, be willing then to take the heat and do it on now and have it be the conversation for 2 weeks. If that's what you want, then stand on it. Which this
10 toes down, Carm.
That's right. There's a little slinky to it. I don't like that at all.
Gary says Kevin cares more about getting his Super Bowl and Final Four in the stadium than I would assume the Bears. Look, I mean, if you're going to cut a taxpayer check, that's what you have to be getting in return. It's not just the 10 or 11 dates from the Bears.
And for the record, the stadium looked sweet with there's the Final Four.
I didn't love that they're keeping the columns up. Like, all right, just get rid of the columns. This isn't the Parthenon. Yes, you can.
Wait a minute. I actually thought that was kind of cool that they had the park inside that. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I didn't love it.
I mean, it's just like
let's move on. Like,
it's like the Roman ruins.
Dude, it was like a crappy stadium built in 1924. This is not ancient history.
Yeah.
Well, I've been knocked back, Kev.
By
Lawrence.
what?
I've just been knocked back by the push. I don't know why that I am feeling so knocked back, but the amount of verbiage coming out of Springfield, the lack of appetite to the level that it's at.
State has problems.
Yeah, I know. And then just give
doing things for the McCaskies is not.
Rewinding to the start of the show, the state just found $1 billion for a car company. Now maybe there'll be a ton of jobs created by that. That's what Pritzker's selling, but it's like
I heard there's like only one Rivian repair shop, and like if you buy a Rivian, you have to take it all the way up north somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
So before you do that lot, just be warned.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Same for you, Carm. Hey, before we go. We did have something that we did want to talk about.
Yep.
76ers fans selling tickets to Knicks fans. You said, are those bad fans?
Well, I was pissed. Dawn Staley's out there, resident Sixer head coach of South Carolina, screaming at Sixers fans for selling their tickets to the Knicks. You know how much tickets cost? And I understand that most people that have season tickets have a couple dollars in the bank, but like, let's just say you're an upper level ticket. Mm-hmm. And you're not rich, and you do spend like 20%, 10% of your income on tickets because you love it that much. And here's an opportunity for you to make a decent chunk of change back towards next year tickets. You don't need to get hated on by people for selling your seats.
Yeah.
But you were kind of offended, and so we took it to Bears Packers. Like if you're a Bears fan and they're playing
the scenario that you put out was preposterous.
What was that one? That if it was the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And you're a Bears season ticket holder, and you can literally basically come close to paying off next season's season tickets or half of it by selling that game. And you're saying you can't do that?
No. Wow. To me, okay, why?
I mean, can't you sell it to another Bears fan? Why do we have to sell it to a Packers?
The entire, to me, like the entire point of owning season tickets is so you can buy the playoffs when they come around. When I owned Blackhawks season tickets, I was going to every playoff game, every Stanley Cup final game I could go to. Like,
you didn't sell anything?
I sold games 1 and 2 of Boston because I had to cover the U.S. Open for my job.
How dare you?
And it was awesome because
I was at game 1. That was amazing.
It was awesome because I made a lot of money on those seats.
Yeah.
But every other time it came up, I mean, it was just a non-starter.
So, okay, how's this one? Let me ask you a question. The Cubs went to the World Series in 2016, right?
I do remember that. That's true. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact.
All right, so I was working out of town in 2011 when they were horrible, and I was perusing Craigslist. I was looking for someone who was dumping Cubs tickets. I knew it was out there. And I found 4th row behind home plate, 1/3 of a season, section 19, okay?
Okay.
So, and I'm like, I know that my rich friends who have companies and whatnot, that they would take these seats even though the Cubs are terrible. So I reach out to this person. They do a real thorough thing because it's from Craigslist. And I'm like, I am a legit person. I'm a huge Cub fan. So she's like, as long as you're not buying these tickets as, just the main thing that you want to do is resell them, then I'll take you in. I'm like, we may sell some every now and then, but that's not the point. These are for Cub fans.
Yeah.
These are for and so we buy them. All right.
This is what year?
This is 11.
Okay.
But I didn't say this to her, but my whole vision was that this team is going to get there with Theo. And when they do, those seats behind home plate.
In 2011, is Theo there? He's not there, is he?
Whatever. Whenever he got there, then 12.
Okay. All right.
12, 13, whenever. I was like, maybe if Theo was, I don't even remember exactly, but my vision was like, when the Cubs get good, these seats are going to be worth a zillion.
Yeah.
And that is when I am going to sell them. And so the World Series comes.
Okay.
2016. And I had sold like the Cardinals game and for $2,000 a ticket or whatever it was, $1,500 a ticket, and somehow
You mean 2015?
yeah,
Yeah.
and somehow because we had 4 and I sold 2 and she had the other 2, she figured out that these were sold on StubHub and I got reamed by her, reamed. And so I was like, no. I'm like, well, you only gave me 2 tickets. I've got 4 partners. And we're trying to go to, the NLCS and sit up top. So this was the only way that we could do this was to sell these. Is how I sold it, and I got away with it. And she bought it. So now,
I hope she's not watching.
it's okay. It's over. So then the next year, it's the World Series. All right.
Yeah.
And the seats are literally going for $10,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
4 lot, $40,000.
That's different. That
is huge. But I couldn't.
This is not like $375.
Yeah, I couldn't
for like the Sixers or whatever.
She wouldn't let me sell them. Like I couldn't do it. I was going to lose the tickets. Now I was a slightly creative Carm and put some people in those seats that were better than their seats, and I had those people sell their seats. So I did make out, but I didn't make out like I could have made out. Now I look back on it as I should have sold the damn ass tickets and said, "See you later." That's it. I'll take.
I was thinking you should.
I'll take my money.
So she called you and was like, "You better not sell them, Carm."
Oh, it was, and she was like,
this lady?
I'm like, at the time I was like, you are a teacher. If you don't sell your seats, sell your seats, take the $40,000 and buy the standing.
Sell 2 of them.
And buy the standing room ticket.
Go tell you to F
You
off.
don't need to sit.
Did you have any sort of legal agreement?
No. Well, no legal. I don't know. I'm like, And so now the people are yelling at the Sixers fans because hey man, New Yorkers got a lot of money. They're coming down to buy the tickets. That sucks. But I don't blame the Sixers fans for selling them.
I can't remember if I've told this story on a podcast
also,
before.
it's the first round. Big deal.
But I have a friend, and another friend.
It's two friends.
Two friends. They're great. And they wanted to buy Cubs season tickets. One guy's name comes up, and he calls the other guy, and he said, "Hey, I want to buy these tickets. Do you want to go in on them?" This is 2011, and dude was like, "Oh man, I'm getting married. I just can't do it. I can't afford it. I can't swing this, whatever." So this is like Tuesday evening or whatever. He hangs up the phone. Literally that night, his fiance calls him in and breaks it off.
Oh boy,
calls off the wedding.
Oh my God.
So he's heartbroken or whatever, but he's sitting there, and he calls Steve right back, and he's like, "I'm in." Wedding's off, but I'm in on the Cubs tickets. So they get the Cubs tickets, right? And they go 2011, 2012, 2013.
You were so close.
And they go. I mean, they've got tickets the entire time. Meanwhile, he meets another girl, White Sox fan, and falls in love, and they set a wedding date in October of 2016.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
And how this plays out is
it's the night of the World Series.
It's the night of Game 3 of the World Series.
Wow.
First Cubs home game.
Yeah, Game 3 was I think it was the Sunday wedding. So Game 3 was the rehearsal dinner. Game 4 was the actual wedding.
Oh.
And both of them in the wedding, the other guy's in the wedding, so neither of them can go. So they both sell their seats for $10,000, and he more or less ends up paying for the wedding. Well, they lose games 3 and game 4,
win game 5,
and then they go to game 5, and they see that
it's a happy ending right there.
So that that's pretty amazing, how that all played out.
That is amazing, and just for the record, if the Cubs ever get back to the World Series, it'll never be like it was the first time.
No, never.
It's a kind of a nice way to sort of, on this chill, hang out Friday, 5 o'clock show, just to think about when the double play, beat the Dodgers, go to the World Series. People in that stadium that night were crying like they had literally that their firstborn was just sitting in their arms. It was unbelievable. I'm walking around with my tape recorder. I'm like, is this the best night of your life? It's, what? I have 3 kids, and I think this is better. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry to Bobby Jr., who just got trumped by the Cubs going to the World Series.
But the Bears winning the Super Bowl will be even bigger.
I don't know.
It's the entire city. They haven't done it in 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
there were 7 million people at the Cubs selling.
Braggs will probably die on spot.
It will be bigger for Braggs. That's true.
Yeah, that will be unfortunate.
But I don't know, man. That was 108 years.
Yeah, no.
It was.
It's generational.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, people, grandfathers, fathers, the whole thing in the grave. I mean, it was. It was.
If you were
it was. I don't know, man. That thing was emotional as hell for people.
Yeah.
No, of course it was. I mean, and both sides of town when they won. But I just think about how much shit that I've eaten as a Bears fan for the last 38 years. And the cathartic, because I've actually lived through that. I didn't live through 108 years of the Cubs or 87 years of the White Sox.
Yeah. Fair enough.
88 years.
Fair enough. I honestly, it's hard to even imagine.
We're going to do it.
I'm doing it. All right.
Thanks for joining us on the Chicago Sports Podcast. Thanks to Lawrence for producing. We'll be back next Thursday. Maybe we'll have some schedule to talk about. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the rumor. Next Thursday it's coming out. Maybe.
See you guys later.
We all silly like the mayor.